Welcome back to Repo Rethink Politics, where we get into the second half of our political review and get back into a couple of issues that just been hot topics in the press. And speaking of the press, I wanted to also go with because we beat up the media a lot, and we really talk a lot of shit. But so what do y'all think about the Acosta deal that he was like, get the fuck out of here?
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? How dare you talk to me that way? Take the mic from his ass.
Hey, I'll say this. He was real, he showed a lot of restraint. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
He kept it real professional. I mean, they was pulling the mic from him, But, I mean, Acosta's been kind of consistent, from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
He got a question. He's going to finish his sentence.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He I need you need to sit down. You guys are nothing. You're fake news. You guys your stories are trash. And
yep.
he's just But anyway. So
you didn't answer my question. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about your affair that you have with your wife. And it's
that's disgusting. That's disgusting.
This is what's wrong with you guys. And it's but everybody there is but you did.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. I can't make a big deal if Trump's goofy ass is going to skip the correspondence dinner again. So it's you can't say, hey, you should be a stand-up journalist or whatever the case when it's a tradition to be part of that dinner because it's to say, I'm the president, I understand the media comes after me, but I understand how important of an institution you guys are. So how you going to come at him but just diss everybody else too? So for me, to be honest, it was a non-story. In other words,
wow.
A journalist asked a president a question, and the president got attitude.
Right.
What, again? It was just based on the people involved, it's the Crips and the Bloods. Blood shot a Crip? Really? Okay. So for me, it was just one, I didn't really see it to be that big a deal. It was just, now here's, I guess, let me stop. It wasn't a big deal that they got into it. The fact that they got petty and rejected it, to me was CNN gonna have a field day with this. Of course, which they did. Mm-hmm. They sued. Mm-hmm. CNN is fighting for. I mean, it's self-benefiting them, but it is scary to a degree that this motherfucker really reject. Okay, all right. What if he rejects everybody's?
That's
press
my
pass?
point. So that's why I'm saying it wasn't a non-story for me. It wasn't. Okay. It wasn't a confrontation that I cared about. It was the fact that he said, if I can get rid of this one guy's press pass, I can be selective and said, let me start getting rid of the motherfuckers that I don't want in here.
Yeah,
and that was the scary part to me because in the Constitution is the freedom of the press.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Yeah. You just said no. Press ain't free to come up here and question me. How dare you question me?
Yeah.
Even if it's true or not. And to him, he calls what's true and what's not. But you can't. You can have your own opinion, but you can't have your own facts. And that's what I always go with.
Now, and that was the Supreme Court, right? Or was it a federal judge?
No, that was a federal judge. That wasn't. It didn't get to the Supreme Court yet.
Right. They wouldn't do that. Okay,
but they gave in.
They didn't need to.
Yeah, but they gave in. The White House gave in before it moved any further. Because if it would have went to the Supreme Court, then he couldn't do shit after that. And then it would give the power to the press to say, well, you tried to throw me out, so I'm going to ask you this question. When do you think you're going to get impeached? Because you're really doing a bad job.
What? Michael, you do a very bad job.
That's a racist remark. That's racist. You just said a racist remark. You're like, what?
Can I? I know we're gonna do some more episodes, but I want to do my favorite quotes. I want to do my favorite Trump quotes. I love the brain one. I rewatched it the other day.
Did you?
And a brain.
a brain.
A brain. I was like, yo, this motherfucker really got on TV and said that.
And the water,
This is a crazy storm. Like Like motherfuckers are selling. He's a hurricane salesman. It's a crazy storm. It's an amazing storm. Water is wet. It's the wettest we have seen
The
in terms
wettest
of water.
In terms
in
in
terms of
terms of
water,
wetness, I think.
in terms of
Yeah,
wetness and water, and you'd
Yeah.
be
the
like,
history of
oh my
water
god,
it's the,
it's the
It's
the
like
wettest.
wettest.
this motherfucker is what? Y'all gonna take it? Okay, y'all gonna go down with him, huh?
Yep. And
Bruh.
they hear him. Oh,
It's like,
So
Yeah.
I saw this morning.
yeah.
Today is what is it? Today's Tuesday. But I saw
Tuesday,
this
yeah.
morning when he was standing in Paradise, California, and he was calling it. What did he call it? Promises or some other shit. And the governor was standing by him and looked up at him like, "What the fuck?" And then he said it again, and they all whispered, "Paradise." Oh, what? Paradise. Oh, paradise. Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
And they
I gotta
have
see
it, but
that.
watch the face of the governor when he says it the first time, and he looks up and is like, "What the fuck?" And then he just said, maybe he won't say it again. And then he said it again, and he was like, "Paradise."
So, like,
Yeah.
this motherfucker is kind of single-handedly destroying institutions, and as John Oliver said,
Yeah.
kind of being authoritarian.
Oh,
But
did you see his little thing at the end with the authoritarian where it was like three different things
mhm.
that he
Trump.
said as a authoritarian, these are the things that they want to do.
Trump's doing all of them.
And all of them. He's doing every
of them.
single fucking one of them.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's why I feel fucked up because he makes me laugh, but also was like, oof.
Yeah.
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 Then it's like, oh shit, that's not funny.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
damn.
OOF. Oof.
Oh, oof.
Oof. Yeah, oof.
It's just interesting what the next year will bring. Oh no, the one thing, the Mueller case. So the Mueller case, based on this new
Bro,
AG,
you straight New York.
what the fuck?
Mueller.
Mueller, yeah, it's that
Mueller.
Mueller, the fucking
Mueller.
Mueller, the fucking Mueller.
It's Mueller, right?
Mueller, yeah, it's Mueller. I call him
Mueller.
Go back to the tape. I've been calling him Mueller. I've been calling this nigga Mueller.
I was like, bro, you straight old New York dude right now.
Young Moolah.
You get the fucking Mueller over here.
Yeah.
Like, I might gotta give you
Mueller.
a strike on that one.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, Mueller, in his case, is coming to a conclusion, but with this guy in place, and they still lawsuits against the White House and Trump. Do you think this will actually get out? His investigation will actually come out and say,
Yeah.
these are the conclusions.
Yeah, because there's more of a chance because you have the House.
House, yeah.
It's just a matter of the Senate and the rules. I'm not too familiar with that, but
With the impeachment, yeah.
But I think if I'm Trump and it's not a witch hunt, it's a witch hunt. There's no collusion. I'm innocent. I'm like, release it. I'm talking shit. I don't give a fuck. But if I got some shit, I'm like, If I go oof, if I start doing all that shit, then it's the optics. I think are gonna tell the story. So people felt like the optics of going against Kavanaugh and accusations. That's what got Republicans riled up for a couple of weeks, and they increased in the polls. So the optics of this, I think, will be the story, at least in my opinion.
What you think, E?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Mueller, to Mueller, I'm kind of to that point where he can drop everything that he whatever report he has. I don't think Trump's scared of anything. I think he's kind of to that point where it's just,
really. You don't think everything? You don't think everything that he's doing is really saying he's afraid?
I don't know. I mean, okay. Maybe he's doing a good job of hiding it. I don't see much that he's doing that's like afraid. I think the only thing he's probably actually afraid of is losing like his position as as the authoritarian, like that power. You know what I mean? Like if there's anything that comes out that threatens the fact that he is in power, like maybe he cheated his way to something like voting, or he he did certain things to get like a shortcut kind of thing. Like I don't think his report's going to come out, and I don't think he's afraid of impeachment. Is what I'm saying. I don't think he's.
But really? So he did.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not anymore. I don't think that anymore. I used to think that.
So, in other words, he's saying he's Teflon at this point.
Yeah, I think
he's
he
literally
thinks he's good.
Teflon.
Wow. I mean,
until 2020, he's going on. He's all in. He's just like, he thinks he's going to run again.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's already campaigning for the next run.
So
I don't.
Maybe I
don't
watched
agree
too
with
much.
it. I'm just saying. I don't think he's sitting there like actually like worried about Mueller. I think he is worried about everything else. Like the House now is run by Democrats, and that actually makes his job a little more.
Yeah, but but why? I mean, so think about it. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why would he worry about that?
Okay, so with the House, it's okay. All right, then let's mix in the Mueller. So with his reports coming out, whenever that is,
right?
The House can actually take it seriously and put it to the floor, and actually something can happen.
Right.
But the problem is with the Senate, still being ran by Republicans. I've lost a lot of hope right now when it comes to what Congress does.
Okay.
When it deals with Trump, because unfortunately the Republicans still have that power right now, man. I don't see it where there is a group of House, Senate, anybody. The courts. Well, the courts is the only thing on our side right now. But
right. So
I don't see it, man. I lost faith.
So let me give this to you though, and this is where I think I look at this shit too much, because I read and I look at the shows and I look at these experts and I've listened to that and I gathered around, and he's running scared. This is why he's running scared. He had to get rid of Sessions because Sessions recused himself. So he had to get rid of him. He put in a guy who automatically said, yes, there's no collusion, and I believe that. And he said it before that and has no fucking experience at all. He needed someone in to balance and get Mueller's decision to stop. He also fought for Kavanaugh so he wouldn't get indicted sitting there. Everything he's doing says I need to cover for that. Now, let's talk about the House. He's afraid of the House because they can investigate everything. And one of the things that one of the Congress people said, well, if the Senate starts saying, no, we can't do that, we can fucking investigate them and say, why do you not see this when the evidence clearly states this? And then when it goes to the court, they're going to say, nope, you're not allowed to do that. Based on this evidence, the judicial will say, fuck you, this is legitimate and blah, blah, blah. He did not get what he wanted. So now he's trying to get people closer to him. That's why he wants Kelly out, because Kelly's probably showed him, you dumb motherfucker, you should have took care of this before that, but you didn't want to listen. You didn't do this. And he feels he doesn't believe him. The Homeland Security didn't help him with the caravan and shit like that. Mm-hmm. All of these people who he thought would take care of him is not. So now he's panicking and say, who should I get rid of and replace them with? He's panicking. Yeah. He's in a panic state. Now, I sort of agree with what you kind of feel, and tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if it's enough. I don't know. Just because they got that power, is it really enough to get him? That's where my fear is. But to get the uncomfortable position he's in, he's too stupid to realize that if he starts listening to the right people, he can hold out until 2020, to your point. But he's still thinking in his mind, I'm the man. I make the decisions around here. And that's what's causing him to fail. He's failing because he's not listening to anyone.
Well, I don't know if he thinks he's failing. That's the thing. So
no, I don't think he's failing. The people are failing him because he'll never fail. You know what I mean?
So if you look at his history, he's always in defense. He's always suing people. He always has his lawyers up.
Mm-hmm.
He's always trying to find a way to make sure there's protection between what he's doing, so that he can continue to do it and then double down. Like we're just talking about. Like that's just. I feel like everything you're saying. I don't think it's wrong. I don't think like he's doing all that. I just don't think he's fazed by it. That's what he does. Like he just continues to do shit that's either illegal or questionable or suspect or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just who he is. And to the point that, like, you're saying he's firing people. It's like, but he does that too. He just fires people because they disagree with him. And, and those people are actually sensible and they're telling him, don't do that because X, Y, Z, and he's the type of person where he's just like, I don't care what you think. I told you to do that. I'm the president. Fuck you, fired. And then he gets the next person,
Right,
it just,
right.
The only thing I'm actually hopeful for now, because it actually changes something, is that the House now is majority Democrat, and now they actually have power and numbers to bring evidence and actually investigate and put something on the floor. I'm done with Mueller or Mueller, whatever. I mean, okay, maybe I'm done isn't the right word,
Right.
but I don't think he's had 2 years now, man. Like what's up? Like like. Obviously, he must not be doing anything that's impeachable now. Maybe it's just more so he's just done some crime in the past, and then they'll investigate for years, and then he'll be in jail when he's 80.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's going to be anything with him, that's going to be an issue. I think it's the House that's he should be worried about. That's what I think.
But he's giving it to the House. So I think he's surrounding him.
Yeah.
He didn't want to. So if you see all the investigations that he's doing, he's not pointing at him in one direction. He's getting him in all directions. So when he thinks he can get away with one, he's going to have something on this. He's got with his business, and then he got with people with his business. Then he got the people who was involved with the Russians that says, well, I'll tell you what I need. And everybody who he kept on, if they didn't give him anything, he would have said, okay, I don't need this motherfucker. He's not giving me anything. Prosecute that bitch tomorrow. But they still giving evidence. And he's trying to,
Yeah.
I think he's being a little too careful. I think this is the only reason why it's going too long. He's trying to make sure that there's no way he can get out of this. I got him, and I got him on these multiple levels.
I want to...
And internally, real quick though,
Yeah.
internally, there's people in the White House that's saying Trump is going crazy with all of this shit that's going on.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
And they're saying it. And every time they say crazy shit like that, it's usually true. Because I think it's part of those people who said, look, if I don't stay here, you wouldn't believe what the fuck is going to go on.
Right.
So I believe that.
The only point I want to make is we don't really have a true precedent. The only other precedent we would have is Bill Clinton and Nixon. Nixon being the more criminal act versus non-presidential act. So when have we before have a possible treasonous, that's basically what the allegations are. You cooperated with the foreign government to interfere in the election.
Yep.
So I'm more so thinking along those lines of, imagine you're part of that team and this probably was a, oh my fucking God moment, like, oh, just imagine.
Right.
So I think it's pretty easy to quarterback on, the armchair in, on the outside or, on the couch, talk shit. But if I'm part of that team, I mean, you're anticipating every challenge, it's a chess game.
Exactly.
And with so many pieces, the only thing I can really assume is I'm gonna reserve everything until it comes out.
Right.
Just because with all of the attacks and everything going on, and the investigations, the convictions, there's some shit going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
that much. Yeah, we know that.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, here's an analogy. Here's the only analogy for me that makes sense. Lil Wayne has dropped an album because of the Cash Money situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Had the lawsuits. We heard about the lawsuit. We heard about the issue. We didn't quite know the issue. We know Drake wanted something. He wanted out. Lil Wayne finally resolves it. Then he drops the album. You're like, all right, okay. Some
It's
people
good,
loved
right?
it. Some people thought it was meh. Some people hated it. So
I loved it.
think, so I think some people will be like, it may have that range of, okay, after this time, this is the payoff.
Right.
So the payoff will be, we heard about the shit, but here's a story. Okay, and this is the payoff.
Mm-hmm.
And until we get the payoff, I can't really say. I can't really sit here and really say what's too long, what's too short.
Right.
Especially with
I think
there's
that's
so much
a good
data.
Analogy, though.
There's so much analytics. Like
Right.
this isn't Nixon where there's tapes. If you subpoena like Cambridge Analytica and like, all right, let me see the data. Those data sets have to be quite enormous. And I know you work with data, right?
Yeah.
So you know the process of cleaning up data is a pain in the ass.
Oh, hell
So
yeah.
just imagine that in the millions. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know
Yeah.
what exactly they're dealing with. So I'm not gonna. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna postpone my shit talking.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm all the way there. Like I'm like, look, if some shit drop, like I'm celebrating like Obama won the presidency. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be huge. If that happened, I mean, it'd be like the blue wave, like happen all over. Like the shit that was supposed to happen. But I'm just saying, like I just feel like do something, bro. Like let me get something. I want the album to drop.
So you want a single?
Album,
so you just want the single?
Yeah,
he
need to drop a single. He does,
or a video.
Yeah,
you want a taste.
Well, I think Mike wants the single. I want the album. That's
no,
what I'm saying.
I want the single because I want to know what I feel is going to be like. Because in the end, when the single came out with Lil Wayne, I was kind of like, I'm not sure, but let me hear. When the album hit, it made me feel like this is what all these other rappers out right now copied Wayne. And he fucking nailed it and said, I'm showing y'all what y'all been doing for years when I couldn't put an album out. But that's what I want.
Well,
that's why I need that single to make me feel whoa, go. Go ahead.
Okay, so all right. So here's my problem with what you're saying. I think he is dropping singles. That's what I'm saying. I think that's what the album's about to sound like.
Wow. Then it's
hitting
gonna be weak.
Horseshit.
Then it's gonna be weak.
It's gonna be a mixtape. Like this is not an album. It's a fucking mixtape.
It's a mixtape. It's not a fucking album. Oh my god. Because that's
what you're saying. It is. I'm saying these are singles. He thinks this is legit. This is what he's finding. He's dropping that. That's what I feel like.
I say you gotta let Mueller. Now I feel like this is ESPN. Do you think the Lakers can get Kevin Durant? They get Kevin Durant. It's like, bro,
the Knicks.
Yeah. The Knicks. Like, let's wait until we get the information. Look, I don't unless somebody gonna become the political Stephen A. I known Robert Mueller for Mueller. I know Mueller for a very long time.
Mueller.
I love him. I love him to death. I've been told he's going after that ass. Impeachment, yes. You know what I'm saying? I don't got his number, so
no, I ain't got it either. So again, it's all about speculation. It's about speculation. There's a lot of good information that is being gathered because you don't see a lot of things you may think it's connected, but legally it may not be connected to him. But you're seeing a lot of info that's coming out. So I feel confident with it, but I don't feel too confident because I just think it may mean nothing. You know what I mean? It may not be enough. And he said, yep, all these people, we can prosecute them, but it never tied to Trump because Trump did a fucking good job at it. And then we fucked and waiting for 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's running again.
It's called, it's reality. So, that's what we're looking at.
That's what we're looking at.
Jazz hands. That's what we're looking at. Shit, I'm gonna write a musical to this shit. Impeach, man. It's gonna be
like a Hamilton peach. And shit, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna have a dude dressed in a peach. Impeach, man. Or some shit. I don't know.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah. Trump the musical. I'm gonna make a killing off that shit.
So one last thing too, that the fucking Saudis, they said the prince had direct, like, you know, it was listed under the magazine, duh. And Trump is now saying, well, I don't believe it. They're a good, just like the Russians are. I don't believe it. Y'all can say what y'all want. The fucking CIA said, I'm not going to tell you how we know, but we fucking know, you know?
I love that answer. You know, that's me. Oh, I know, but I know.
Well,
I'm gonna start saying that kind of shit.
Yeah, I know.
You know something's fucked up when the CIA has to go to the press to let the public know that they knew already.
Exactly.
Aren't
You
y'all
have to go
niggas
to the
gonna be top
press.
secret?
No, because when it gets to the White House, they be like, don't tell nobody.
I don't
Never
want to
mind.
hear it.
I don't want to hear it. And don't say nothing. What the fuck?
And they're like,
Oh,
what the fuck?
but yeah, that kind of on the same kind of this similar vein of just the questionable judgment of alignment. The fact that he the military shit, like, so you back Saudi Arabia, and remember, you know, it was the Saudi nationals, I think, you know, the 9/11 thing.
Yep.
So then you're talking shit about the Bin Laden stuff and not visiting the military. So
Because
Trump
it was
has had a
fucking
bad 2
raining.
weeks too. Yeah, nigga, umbrellas don't exist.
Yeah.
Rain jackets don't exist.
Yeah. But it's the humidity, so his perma fucking just freeze up.
Oh, you know what? True. So, you know, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see that one coming. Like, they should have caught Osama sooner. So you coming out against the Navy people, the commander of that team or whatever?
Yeah, and you coming after him. No, I don't like him. No, he's a Clinton supporter. What the fuck? What?
That was just unprovoked. That's why I'm like, if I'm Mueller, you just sit back and like, wow. How can this not take time?
Yep.
You used to, this motherfucker gonna try to destroy evidence. You know, we got to try to get check his Twitter. So I don't know. I just, that to me, now that was when Trump came after Buddy. That I didn't know how to. I didn't understand that one.
Because he's reacting. He's so riled up against everything that's going against him that he's just saying shit. He's just jumping out saying shit, which is crazy, but that's what he do. But what he says, that's just what he does. He gets pissed off and he just fucking says things and fire people.
Yeah, but I'm just, if you're part of the military community, you just look at this pattern like, wait a minute.
Yeah, he thinks he's a king, man. He thinks he's a king. He thinks he can say what he wants, and because nobody's stopping him. That's it. True. Like, imagine if anybody, imagine anybody in Congress would check him. Anybody, like, he wouldn't be talking this shit. I'm trying to tell you, like, nobody's doing anything.
You said check.
That's
him?
why somebody can, like, they actually have, like, checks and balances. Like, somebody needs to show that. Like,
that's
prove
the
it.
purpose of the three. Judicial, legislative, and executive.
That's what's supposed to be the purpose.
What it's supposed to be. Yep.
It's the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court. That's the only one that's actually flexed their muscles and was like, you know, get the fuck out of here with this Muslim ban. Like, are you kidding me?
Get the fuck out of here with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try harder.
That's
basically what they said.
Yeah, and they say you can't change the law. And he's like, shut up with that bullshit. And then when they came with the press, get the fuck out of here, you know. So, but that's the world that we live in, and I'm wondering what's going to be the next drop, because they said when he comes back from his Thanksgiving dinner in Mar-a-Lago, there's going to be some people being fired and shit.
Oh, some people gone.
Yeah, so that's the next episode. Fired. Yeah, the new episode.
It's nothing changed.
Yeah,
there's more people fired from his own team. He ain't firing nobody on Democrats because they about to come after him. Man.
Yeah, because they waiting. They plotting right now. I would.
Yeah, they plotting.
I would.
See, here's the thing. They have a lot of new faces. I've been reading up on who's in there. I don't know everybody, obviously, but there's a lot of new faces.
There's a lot, yep.
And it has like people like, you know, fuck Pelosi. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people in there like, who's Pelosi? I don't know what she normally does.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna talk about new ideas, and then there's gonna be ideas coming out of like I'm talking fresh ideas, like just like what, and there's gonna be like new shit happening, and we're gonna be like, that's not normal.
Right.
It's gonna be
We don't do that.
You got people that have fresh minds, think outside the box, because that's what the Democrats do. That's what liberal people do. I mean, whatever. That's the idea of it, kind of.
You got to be over. You got to be over 55. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. For political.
You got to be under.
Yeah, you push the mute button, like it's whenever they talk. But well, we'll see. That's my only hope. My only hope right now is the House is the only check, that's gonna change anything right now. So everything else is exactly the same.
Yeah. I mean, but if we keep pushing it toward the judicial been our friend for the last 2 years. They've been our friend because he attacked them. Remember, he started with these judges think they could just let us know. He'd be like, dude, that's our job. And then he pissed them off. And then he pissed the military off. And then he pissed the CIA. And all of these people that's under the executive branch. He's fucking over the people that's actually working directly for him. But now that they are against him and the House is against him, now they got an ally. That's an ally right there. And as long as they keep the shit right, they can send it to the judicial, and they're just going to follow the law. Right. Because I think the one guy that actually said you got to bring that Acosta back, he was a Trump appointee.
Yeah.
So they just said, hey, it's the fucking law, dude. I can't go against the law. And you appointed me for life, so eat a dick,
Oof.
He's like, you're fired. He's like, you can't fire me.
You can't fire me, bitch. Thanks for the appointment.
I wish he would say that.
Yep. Black thumbs up, goddammit. Black thumbs up, bitch. So, anywho. So, what did we miss, man? We had a lot, but we kind of flew through a couple of them because it's kind of like old news and shit. But I wonder what Jeff Sessions going to do, too. That was the one thing that I was wondering if he's going to run for fucking Senate again. And then go back to Alabama.
He's so old.
Go back to his possum farm and shit.
He's going to be 100 years old by the time.
Yeah, he's like a fucking immortal elf and shit.
Like, bro, just, I don't know.
Just let it go.
Yeah, just go. I don't even know what old dudes that age do. I guess golf. Just go golf every day. Or...
But wait, how old is he?
I don't know. Old enough.
He looked like 80 something, but I don't know.
I'm saying he's probably gonna join one of those Republican think tanks and try to stop abortion and promote racism.
And then try to keep black people in jail and shit.
It's gonna be called the American Conservative Review think tank.
He's 71 years old.
70. Yeah, it's like he's actually not as old, young. He's not as old as some of the other people, but old enough.
But he's old enough to get the fuck on. How about that?
He look 80. Fuck that.
He's just looking. He's immortal. That's one of them motherfuckers.
Okay. He looked the same for the last
dwarfs
30 years.
Yeah. From
hell yeah. He looked the same as he did now in 1988.
Never changed and shit.
Like, how do you fuck, man? How do you get pussy, James? Jeff Sessions?
Well, they just pay for it,
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
they got money.
So, you know what? If you're a prostitute and that's your trick, you change your whole life. You go back to school.
Damn. Pay that student loan off.
Yeah. You're doing everything you need to. Like, I gotta go fuck Jeff Sessions? Let me call mom and dad.
I need a loan. If not, I gotta fuck Jeff Sessions. All right, come on home.
Jesus Christ.
Anywho, we doing any predictions this week? Because I think everything is pretty flat right now.
Right,
I'm taking off this week.
Yeah, I don't think there's any predictions.
No.
The only thing I'll do is I was wrong about Kemp. Georgia voters clearly weren't. They didn't care about the whole, corruption and his tactics. So yeah,
He's a white man.
shout out to the rest of Georgia. Thanks.
Now, but do you really think if, all of that was said and done, that a black woman would have got that close? So that's why things are changing to me.
Yeah,
I don't think she would have been anywhere close to where she is.
So here's the good
wasn't
news.
Changing.
The silver lining is the gerrymandering and basically the shenanigans were put on full display. So it's like, make sure we're going to demand double to triple the amount of voting machines. Let's make sure that they all have plugs, because some of them didn't even have power.
Backup batteries or some shit.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? C, let's figure out this absentee ballot shit.
Turn on the AC in there.
Yeah, it's like
overheating.
So let's get the basics. I really think there's going to be a huge early voter push to avoid these kind of things.
I hope so. That's all I can say is I really hope that, they push the early voting and they put in some serious functional voting machines, because this is ridiculous.
Right.
It's one of the most important functions you can do as a citizen.
But that's more. I see that that's going to be closer to 2020. So maybe my prediction is we're going to see this push from now until then to, make sure that shit is actually functional. So are we going to see states increase the budget for new machines? Are we going to, all that shit?
That's a good thought.
So that's the only prediction I see over the next few months. But that kind of goes back to what you guys said about the committee, just coordinating with everybody, because Democrats know if they have clean no gerrymandering and good voting, they're probably going to win more often than not.
Yep.
They have an incentive to, and the Republicans push back against updated voting machines and fair. Hey, does your district look like a dick, or should it look like a square? Like, it should probably look like a square.
Yeah. and so, that usually works well. Yeah.
So fuck all this weird shape. You know what I'm saying? So but that's gonna be more of a next year once Congress gets kicked into shape. So I'm gonna preserve that prediction once Congress gets kicked off.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
I wish that happens,
Yeah, but I ain't got nothing on that, because I think the Congress is going to be battling Trump. I think their focus is probably a little too much on Trump, and I think the younger people want to commit to what they said to their voters, what they're going to deal with. And I don't think this portion is something that's going to be high on the list. I think a lot of the healthcare, I think a lot of the job situation, and a lot of different smaller local issues that people said help me with, that the newer portion of the House is really going to be addressing and pushing the old people like the Pelosi's and all of them to say, you're not talking about these, we're going to put this shit on the floor. This is what we're going to goddamn do. And
I can see that.
I would love to see that, because that's the change that we need. Not this political going back and forth and all. Yep.
Like gun control?
Yep, that was one too.
Shootings happening right now.
Wow.
Happening.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened. Nobody. It's this is when the House can be like, all right, boom, here's our plan to fix this, and then it's actually reported, because it's they actually have some power right now. But we'll see. We come up with these what we would call like common sense ideas, which we hear all the time, which is now a political term, which is crazy. Common sense should just be a normal thing, and
it should be
politics,
common.
But maybe those common sense ideas are actually, we'll start hearing about that. It's a lot of hope right now for me. I can't predict. Prediction kind of
said hope.
I'm with you with the hope, though.
Yeah,
I'm with you with the hope. So, anywho, go ahead.
Let's do a quick shout out to Apple. Your fucking product works. Thanks.
Yeah.
6 years later.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty
Fuck,
clean.
Crash.
No drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds very delicious. So
Yeah.
thanks.
Thanks, Apple.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks,
Yeah.
Tim. I appreciate that.
And they didn't tweet me back. I tweeted Apple support. Motherfuckers never tweeted me back.
They were
They
like,
just dropped
bitch, just wait. Just wait. That's
You
how they
didn't get a
look at it.
robot? Yeah.
Nah, no
No.
robot.
Apple support?
Yeah. No Russians?
No,
DM me.
no
DM,
Russians.
your-
No,
DM
no
your
Russians.
email, and I will help you. And some machines.
Yeah. Give me your phone number, your address, and we'll help you as we gather your fucking information. You know?
I feel like y'all setting up for like a Conan bit. Like I know some monologue. So I tweeted Apple support today. I didn't get a response. No robots, no Russians. But I did hear from a Nigerian princess in need of $100,000. Applause. Like, what the fuck? It's a late night monologue. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Cool. Thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. Rethink Politics. We monthly. We try to get you 2 or 3 and get your in on that. We got a lot of makeup, but we appreciate you stopping by. And we'll see you next time on Rethink Politics. Later, fellas.
Dessert.